Washington Fire and Hose, and we're in your neighborhood.
In the state of Pennsylvania, there are more than 2,300 volunteer fire companies. The Danville Fire Department is comprised of 4 volunteer companies located within the borough: Friendship, Goodwill, Continental, and Washington. I was invited to spend a day at the Washington Fire and Hose Company, affectionately known as the Washies, to learn about their operation and what it takes to be a volunteer firefighter. Joseph Steigerwalt is a lieutenant for the Washies. He gave me the lowdown on the training that is required for all firefighters.
To be a firefighter, you must complete Essentials of Firefighting, which is 166 hours of training, which will allow you to go in from putting your gear on to going into burning buildings, to rescuing people, fighting fire, putting fire out with hose, and all that.
That's just the beginning. Additional classes are offered on a variety of topics.
Like hazmat operations, you can do vehicle rescue, which here at the Washies, we are the rescue company, so we must do that. There's ladder truck operations that you can take. There's all kinds of classes.
As you would expect, much of the training is done outside the classroom.
We even do live fire training. There are facilities that you go out to that they have controlled fires that you go in and put out. So there is a lot of hands-on training that gets done.
Since the company is comprised solely of volunteers, the personnel that arrives when a call goes out will vary. That's where the officer comes in. As a lieutenant for Squirt 23, Joe is in charge of delegating the work.
The job of the officer is to determine who does what. You say you get a structure fire with 2 people entrapped. Now you have to have a person that can hit the hydrant because you're going to need water, obviously, to put the fire out. So you have someone that takes care of the hydrant. You must delegate that person to do that job. You must make sure that they are trained for that job. Then you have to have a team of at least 2 to go into the building and put the fire out. So you determine who does that job. And then also you must determine who's going in to do the rescue. And you determine who's qualified for that. And as the officer, I have done all those jobs. I've been to where we've been low manpower. I have hit the fire hydrant and hooked the truck up the hydrant. Turn around, come back to the truck after that job's done and do another job. And then do another job. So you may have to do that sometimes. You don't always have everybody on your truck.
People from all walks of life choose to serve their communities as volunteer firefighters. Trevor Finn, a chief driver for the Washies, told us about some of the folks that are part of their company.
Jamie Millard works at the nuclear plant in Berwick. So obviously he's not going to make a call if he's working. And I believe what he does at the plant is he's a professional firefighter. That's his actual job. But when he's off, he volunteers. Hannah Shaw is a rookie. She works at Finn's news agency, does a great job at it. And Hannah's in the process of learning how to be a firefighter. And we have Liz Steigerwalt, and Liz is right here next to us. Liz is a 911 center dispatcher, and she is an exterior firefighter at this point. Tim Winterstein is a mechanic. Colby was a junior. Juniors start when they're 14 and go till they're 18. He's now 18 years old. He's still in high school. So Colby has his 3 modules of Essential. He'll be taking his 4th module, which will enable him to become an interior firefighter now that he's 18. I work for the county, and I'm also a businessman, so I'm able to make a lot of the calls, and I'm a driver for the rig, so I'm able to do that quite often. Dustin Williams is also a 911 dispatcher. John Buckenberger is recently retired from Sears. Before that, I believe he worked for PennDOT. John is also a trainer with the State Fire Academy. So John does a lot of our training and a lot of training for other folks in the region. He's our captain. Scott Davis is a lieutenant at the Montour County Jail. Don Lutz, and if you can see, there's no gear here. That's because Donnie has his gear on his truck, on his personal vehicle, and he has a red light and sirens because he is our station chief.
The station chief is the person in charge on a scene. All told, there are around 15 firefighters associated with the Washington Fire and Hose Company. While there is some money available from the borough of Danville, as well as grants from the state and federal government, volunteer fire companies like the Washies must raise the majority of their funding. Each company does it a little differently.
We have the back hall, which is catering. We also do bingos. We have various other fundraisers. We do boot drives.
Is it run by somebody from the department? Is there, like, who's
The way-
running the bar and the catering?
Yeah, the way Washies works it is a little differently than maybe a Southside Fire Company, okay, where their officers run everything basically. What we do is we have the truck room, and then we have, I guess it's a house committee, is what they call it. Bar committee, okay. It's a bar committee, and the bar committee takes care of that. We take care of putting out fires, rescuing people from automobiles, things like that.
While each fire company within the Danville Fire Department is a separate entity, they all work together when called to a scene.
We as the department talk, we go do functions together, we train together. We all know what pretty much everybody's capable of doing. We provide our training certificates to the officers and our chiefs throughout the year of every training we do, so they obviously know what we are qualified to do. It's just basically a big family. We all get out and do training together, we go to the calls together, and we all work together.
Montour County Emergency Management Service is in charge of dispatching fire companies to a scene. The Washies are often called out because of their specialized skills and apparatus.
For the Danville Borough, we are the only house that does have the jaws of life for vehicle rescue.
Protocol dictates that the first station to arrive on a scene sets up a command. It is that station chief who coordinates the efforts of the available personnel. Despite what you may see on television or in the movies, firefighters work in short shifts when combating a blaze.
And what happens is, after 10-15 minutes of working very hard in a very hot atmosphere with a lot of gear on, they come out, they go to rehab, so the EMTs, paramedics are there, checking their pulse, making sure their blood pressure's okay and everything, drinking some water. The other firefighters go in. Then those firefighters, if they're okay, go to staging, because the paramedic can say, yeah, you're done for today. Generally speaking, you know, they're staged, they're waiting to go in. There may be 4 to 6 people inside the building. They come out, well, there may be 12 people standing outside waiting to go in. Okay, so those next 4 to 6 go in while these are being rehabbed. They come out, they're being rehabbed, these go over to staging, the ones that are staging go back in, and they're circulated.
I couldn't imagine trying to keep track of that many people in such a tense situation. Fortunately, there's a system in place to do just that.
When I enter the apparatus, this goes in the apparatus and it hangs there. That way they know I'm there somewhere, okay? If I go into a hot zone, well, there you go. I'm now in staging.
It was all beginning to make sense to me, but I had one more question that I really wanted answered. What do the numbers on all the trucks mean? I know, it's a really deep question.
County has assigned numbers for dispatching. So you have station 10, 20, 30, and 40. Those are the 4 within the borough. 50 is the fire police. 60 is East End or Mahoning Township Fire Department. 70 used to be dispatched by Montour County, no longer is. It's dispatched by Northumberland County. That's Southside and Riverside. 80 is Washingtonville, 90 is Valley Township, and 100 is Liberty. So we have those 10 fire stations. Each station is broken up into their apparatus. So we have 23 and 27. 20 being our station number, station 20, and 3 designates that as an engine, 7 designates that as a rescue. Engine 63, okay? For station 10, it would be ladder 19 because 9 is a ladder.
I've wondered about that for years. I feel so informed. Well, apparently being that informed was about to earn me a shot at being a rookie firefighter. When we come back, I'm learning the basics of firefighting, like how to put on gear. You don't want to miss this.